Hey everyone, it's Nicole with Easy Organized Living, and today we are going to make clear dividers with the templates that I've made for y'all to use as well. This is the first time that I'm using my templates. I'm really excited. So I have 3 top tab templates, and then I have 4 side tab templates. So I have 4 tabs across the top, and then 5 tabs across the top and 6 tabs across the top. The 6 tabs is the one that I'm going to use today. So I have 5, 6, 7, and 8 tabs down the side. So today I'm going to make a set of 6 top tab clear dividers. This is what they look like. The material that I use is a chopping mat from the Dollar Tree. It has a smooth, like glossy side, and then it has more of an opaque, it's not rough, but it has a little bit of a texture. I prefer to have the smooth side up because when you place it down on your paper, you can see directly through it. It's really nice. This is what the chopping mat looks like in your store, and it's an 11 by 14, and it has 2 pieces in each package, so it's a really great deal. They're super handy. I love having them around, and you can actually order them online as well if they don't have them in your local Dollar Tree. So I went ahead and I opened 2 packages. So I have 4 sheets with me, and the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out these templates. Okay, so here are all of the tabs cut out. And now I'm going to go ahead and place them on the plastic sheets. So it looks like they don't quite fit. I mean, obviously you could make them a smaller width, but I'm going to keep this width. So I'm just going to do 1 per sheet, and then I'm going to use the other side of the sheet to make like bookmarks and stuff. So I think that's the way I'm going to go with that. The static electricity when you are laying the paper onto your mat actually holds it really well, but I use washi just to make sure that it stays. And then when you decide which side you want on the top, that is the side that you should have up when you're placing your template on there. And I wouldn't worry if your template isn't cut out perfectly, because you can do that with your scissors. And actually, I guess you really don't even have to cut out the template ahead of time. You could just place the whole piece of paper on there and then cut it all out at once. Okay, so now I just want to make sure that these are lined up well on that edge. So this one I didn't cut out perfectly, so I want to make sure that the black line is what's lined up on the edge and not the edge of the paper. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is cut them out. I am not going to use my paper cutter. It is not a heavy duty paper cutter. I'm just going to use my craft scissors. I got these at Walmart, and I separate craft scissors where I'm going to use cut plastic and paper. One thing that I did want to mention was to be careful how you hold the plastic while you are cutting, because I feel like if you bend it too much, it might alter where, like the outcome. So I don't know if that's actually true. It just feels like that might be relevant. Uh-oh, this one needs to be switched a little bit. There we go. Okay, they are all cut out, and so now let's take off the templates. There they are. So the next thing that we're going to do is round all of these corners. I got this off of Amazon. I think you can get them at the craft stores. I definitely thought I saw like a CROP-A-DILE one. I'm not certain how long this is going to last. It definitely does the job, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I should have spent a little bit more. We'll see. Okay, so let's do the 4 on this side. I don't think the 4 cut or does a great job. Oh, there it goes. So that's the 4. And let's see the 7. Is it in there? Because it's not making a noise. All right, let's do it over here. I think the 4 is going to be the appropriate size for the tab, and then I think I'm going to do the 7 on the main body. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the inside corner, so I'm going to just have to round them with scissors like I've done before. Okay, so the rest of the corners look really good. I have to say, having this punch is a lot nicer than trying to round these corners evenly. If I have to hand round, I'd much rather just this tiny little tab. Okay, so I feel bad that I was not very confident in this punch because it's really doing a great job. The punches are consistent and it's punching right through with ease. So, sorry little punch. I didn't mean to talk bad about you before I gave you a solid chance. Okay, we are moving right along. So now we just need to hole punch them. The last time I made dividers, I used the arc punch. And this time I'm going to be using the CROP-A-DILE punch. The arc punch is great, except for the fact that the mushroom, let's see if I can show you. The mushroom, the stem of the mushroom on the arc punch is not as long, and I was not loving that. I didn't mind it at first because the only thing I was using the arc punch on were dividers and the covers, but it got to the point where it just wasn't jiving with me, and I went ahead and decided to try the CROP-A-DILE punch. I did not realize that it was going to be an exact match. So I probably would have gotten it sooner, although I was not too excited about having to individually hole punch. But when you think about it, it's not like you're doing this daily, so it's not that big of a deal. What I am going to do with these is go ahead and line up the end of the punch, well, the end of the tab. That might get tricky once okay, so my plan, let me tell you what my plan was to line up the edge of the tab to the edge of this placeholder punch, and then I thought that would create a good mark, but I just realized that I won't have that spot to line up with each one. So I think what I might do is start, how do I want to do this to get this lined up well? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this tab as a template, line up the top of the 2 with that, and then start there. And then that way I know that I will have all my holes lined up. So this CROP-A-DILE punch has markings on where your disc hole punch is going to be. And then once you punch your first punch, you will set the hole on here to keep your spaces even. Okay. The next thing you need to do is make sure that your straight edge is lined up so that it's not turned and you don't mess up your hole punches that way. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but that does line up. Let me put it in here. Do a test run. Ta-da! Yay! Okay, so now we actually have this as a template. And this CROP-A-DILE punch is actually pretty big for my hand. I can barely get it around, my hand around it. So I am leaning the handle on the table. It's a really nice cushioned handle. So I'm just leaning the handle on the table and then pushing down. So I'm using that for some leverage to help me. Okay, they are ready to use. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs on the top. And then we've got them all punched. Let's put them in to see how they do. Okay, so punching them individually did require a little bit more patience than I normally have. So I had to really focus on making sure that the punch was on the actual guide and that it was lined up properly, so that, you know, I was like, just be careful and and take your time. Details matter, because even though that probably took me a couple minutes, now I have well-made dividers that I am really happy with. I'm not going to label them in this video. That will be in the next video when I do my planner setup. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget that you can grab these templates in the description of the video and in the first comment. I had some that were not lined up perfectly, so I just went ahead and cut them to make them even and then just re-rounded the corners. Please go ahead and give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. Until next time.